Hello, so welcome to episode 3 where we're fitting the window in Clacton on Sea. So this is about a 4 hour drive away and we've got to the point where I've already fit the liner. So we're just cutting the window out now, just running the Stanley blade down and just keeping my eye on where I can see the pond wall outside. I want to be able to see some pond wall, but I want at least 2/3 of the recess visible so I can glue the liner onto the back of the glass. So I start on the left, work my way down. If you've seen any of my other videos, it's exactly the same as what I do there. And at the bottom, just work across horizontally. So yeah, this pond. Well, this is the first video that we've had where it's kind of how not to fit a pond window. So if you notice, I'm obviously I cut the window out, hand the sheet over. The clamps are still on the top, where the glass is on the left and the right, so that's holding the glass in place. Gravity's holding it down, doing most of the work. The clamps are just making sure it doesn't fall away from the wall. There is sealant on the wall. Thinking back on a block pond, there's not really much benefit to doing blobs because you're not worried about where the water's going because it's not really going to do anything to the blocks. So, but we don't want to put too much sealant on because then it can act like a lubricant and it can actually help the glass move if there's a bit of a chamfer. It's not completely flat rebate that you've got. If you put too much sealant on, it can just make everything a bit more slippy. So you want to get it the right amount. One fat bead's normally enough, unless you've got big dips or a really, not a straight rebate if it's a bit warped or anything like that. So if you notice, I put the sealant on, the clamps don't move, and then my biggest mistake is that I take both clamps off at the same time and apply sealant behind them. But then with me yapping away with the customer, I've forgotten to put the clamps back on. So this is really dangerous. You don't want to be doing this because obviously there's danger of the glass falling on you. So as I'm pushing the bottom of the glass, the way that the rebate is, ever so slightly, maybe in the centre somewhere, there's a bit of a bump. I'm pushing the liner onto the bottom of the glass, and you do have to push with some force, and that's made the top pop out a bit. And then, well, I'll let you just watch what happens next.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh,
Jump down.
yeah.
I've got it.
Ooh.
You take your time, you've had a bang on the face, so.
Yeah. Just leaving that way.
That's fine.
Oh God, what's happened?
It fell in on my head.
Eh? You okay?
You want
I love it.
to give my wife a shout, tissues and stuff.
Did they open the back door?
So as you can see there, I was pretty much just in shock. Didn't really know. Well, I understood what was happening, but I didn't really know the extent of what damage had been caused or anything. I was able to stand up, so I was quite happy about that. But yeah, I'm just looking back at it. Um, it's not very nice to re-watch. Any times I've seen it hundreds of times now. But yeah, if I was a foot deeper in the pond or stood further away from the glass, I was relatively close, so I think that's why I survived it. It could have been a completely different story. So yeah, we're doing a full risk assessment, making sure that in future everything's done. Box ticking exercise, making sure that there's always at least one clamp on, and when I'm putting sealant behind that clamp, there's someone outside, with a hand on the glass. So we'll just make sure things are done much safer from now on. So yeah, that's just a bit of stupidity on my part. Hands up, completely my fault. Yeah, just make sure that you take it seriously. So yeah, the rest of the video's not going to show anything as gruesome as that. It's going to be showing fitting the window again, but this time we do it and we do it properly. So the glass was stowed safely last time. That's the old box liner. Customer said that they didn't really trust the liner. They wanted that replacing. So I would have wanted to use MS300, kind of show that it could be patched, but I thought I don't want to leave with it being 4 hours away and customer being concerned that he's going to have leaks and things. So I just agreed. I replaced the liner, took that hit, and yeah, moved forward from there. So as you can see, the customer has actually built up a rig with a chain block and lifting straps and all that sort of stuff. So that made this part of lifting the glass a lot safer. There was three of us doing it, and yeah, it was really straightforward. As long as you put the clamps on evenly so it lifts evenly, kind of use a tape measure and make sure that all the suction cups are on correctly, then everything will go pretty smoothly. So yeah, just make sure you measure from the top to the vacuum holder and from the outside, like the left and the right. And yeah, so we, as you can see, it went in fairly easily, and then it was just a case of getting the new liner in. So I'll show you us putting the new liner in again. And yeah, we've never had to fit a window twice. This is the first time, but we've definitely learnt from it. Window side gets priority. There's a big spider there. Be careful, you don't want to live in there. But So I just thought I'd show you what it looks like as we're leaving it. You see the rig there, it's a really good little video of the rig that the customer's built. You can tell he's an engineer, he's done a good job of that. So yeah, don't be as daft as me, make sure you use your clamps. Anything to take into the new year, take that with you. So that's the last job that we've been involved in 2024. Hope you all have a great Christmas and New Year, and we'll see you in 2025.